So this is from the exam paper questions, question 1b. So you have a circle S is in the first quadrant. It touches both the X and the Y axis. The line T is 3x minus 4y plus 6 is equal to 0 is the tangent. Find the equation of S. Okay, first thing we've got to deal with here is this bit, that the circle is in the first quadrant and it touches X and Y. So in the first quadrant means that the X and the Y are positive. Okay, so there to there. So I don't know the center, so let's give it a name. Okay, now from here to here, let's say is A. So the X coordinate is going to be A because it's coming straight up. Now remember that it's a circle, so the distance from the circle to the center is the exact same always. So if the distance from here to here is A, okay, and that's A, then this also has to be A. Okay, so let's just use A, and you could use any letters, you could use X and Y. Okay, so we have a center, and if the circle touches both the X and the Y axis, then the value of the X and the Y for the center has to be the same. Okay, now think about that carefully, because you have that distance from there to there has to be the same as that distance from there to there, because this here has to be equal to this here. Okay, so the radiuses are equal. Okay, which also means that if I look at the radius of this circle, okay, going to any point, okay, it also has to be this distance, which is the same as this distance and this distance. Okay, so the radius we're also going to say is A, and the center is AA. Okay, then we always know that a tangent is perpendicular to radius. Okay, and I'd know that the perpendicular distance from T to the center is equal to the radius. Okay, so these are things that we know about circles and things that we've got to keep in mind when we're doing circle questions. Okay, so I know that the radius is equal to the distance, the perpendicular distance. Okay, and I know I have a formula for perpendicular distance, which is ax1 plus by1 plus c over a squared plus b squared. Okay, now my radius, which is equal to my distance, is now a, and my center point is AA. Okay, and my line I'm given, which is 3x minus 4y plus 6 equals 0. Okay, and remember then, from this, my A is 3, my B is minus 4, my C is 6, x1, y1. Okay, so A, which is the perpendicular distance, or the radius from the tangent to the center, is equal to A, which is 3. Now remember, you're only taking the 3, not the x. Some of you were taking the x. Only take the coefficient. So 3 times x1, which is A, plus B, which is minus 4, times y, which again is A, or you can just use x and y, which is fine, plus 6. And A squared is 3 squared plus squared. Okay, and then you're left with A is equal to 3a minus 4a plus 6. Now remember, the center point being the same, A and A for x1, y1, is because of this diagram. Okay, remembering always that if it touches both the x and the y, that these coordinates have to be the same distance away from the axis. Okay, away from the origin. Over, that works out to be 5. Okay, then you have A is equal to minus